What's up, boys? Blacklight Jack here, and today we are going to make a video on my favorite subject, me! I don't really know how to preface this, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Here we go. You guys wanted to know about me, so let me talk about myself and say things about myself. To keep it simple, my name is... not gonna give you my real name. My name is Jack, and I am a digital artist slash voice actor slash some more bullshit that I don't know off the top of my head, hailing from New York City. And yeah, I had to leave New York City because coronavirus. So yeah, now I'm in the dumpy fucking South and yada yada. Now I'm a YouTuber. To keep the scenario as simple as possible, I was actually very close to becoming a radio host for a popular radio station in Manhattan. But as soon as I had the chance, life screwed me over because coronavirus happened. I know it screwed everyone over, but you guys know I won't get into that. So yeah, now I have decided to not worry about that anymore and become a YouTuber. To keep it simple, my YouTube channel was originally supposed to be for gaming videos and gaming history and stuff like that. But, well, unfortunately, those videos were not very successful. But after a while, I decided to take a stab at analyzing a TV show for its poor quality. One in particular that was kind of hot at the time, High Guardian Spice, of course. I gotta say, for a YouTube channel that's only been successful for about 6 to 7 months, I feel like I'm doing pretty well for myself. I wouldn't consider myself a smash success just yet. After all, I'm still only 13k subs, but I feel like I've got a really good head start going on. And on top of that, my fans are surprisingly not horrible people, which makes me really happy. So thanks, guys! I'm talking to you. But anyway, yeah. As promised, I told you guys that if you asked me any question, well, a relevant question, that I would answer it for this About Me video, and I've got a bunch sitting right here, so let's go. Oh yeah, another thing, surprisingly enough, none of the questions you guys had for me were, are you a furry? And it's like, wow, I was really not expecting anyone to not ask me that. I thought I'd have to give you guys the memo, because the answer is yes. But, shit, I really do honestly, I thought I'd have way more of a hard time with my fans. But, yeah, this is a breath of fresh air. I'm glad I got you guys behind me. There are furry-related questions in this list here, so yeah, get ready for that. Question number 1 is, who or what inspired you to create your channel? The answer to that question would definitely have to be, because, well, this is gaming related, because that's what my channel originally was. Well, one YouTube channel and one actual TV channel. Because back when I was doing gaming history stuff, I was really fascinated in old games that are genuinely dead. Like, genuinely dead, I mean. Like actual dead games. I don't mean like online games that people aren't playing as much as some of the other ones. I mean genuinely gone and forgotten video games that are really good or underrated or hidden gems that I think everyone should try out at least once. And the first major inspiration for me wanting to do that would definitely have to be G4TV. It's an ancient video game based TV channel from way back in like 2006. They actually had a revival of it, but it's kind of ass. It's not bad, but it has none of the original hosts or flair that made the original G4TV good, so basically it doesn't exist. There's also way more drama surrounding it that I know about that I'm not going to get into because that's also irrelevant. Point being, the original G4TV was a massive source of inspiration, and I do go back and look at old G4TV episodes, and they talk about a lot of old video games. Some of them are bad, but most of them are very interesting. And I figured I would make a channel where I put a spotlight on those, you know what I mean? The second inspiration would have to be a YouTube channel called Gamers, with a V replaced for an A. Absolutely fantastic channel, by the way. Give them a look. But to keep it simple, they're a YouTube channel that basically does what I wanted to do, only with absolute top professional quality. Their narrator guy, he sounds... okay, basically 50,000 times better than me, like an actual History Channel narrator guy. Yeah, fell in love with that guy in a second. But yeah, that's basically the inspiration for my channel. I know that's totally irrelevant to what I'm doing now, but someone asked, and that's the answer. Next question. What got you into making YouTube videos? Also, how did you come up with your first username? Alright, let's answer that first question. The original inspiration was gaming, but I'll talk about the more relevant subject, bad TV shows and cartoons. What got me into making YouTube videos in particular for this subject, like for the bad cartoons and bad comics like High Guardian Spice and I Am Not Starfire and all that good stuff, the general inspiration, honestly, is just morbid fascination. I think I talked about this in part 1 of High Guardian Spice Sucks. Yeah, morbid fascination is definitely going to be the first major reason. I'm sorry for rehashing what I said in that exact video, but it's like a train wreck. It's horrible, but you can't take your eyes off it, you know? And on top of that, it's really interesting to... It's like, when I look at someone's creation, when I see someone's piece of media that they created, usually about 90% of the time, you're leaving a piece of yourself, a piece of your personality, you're leaving a part of yourself behind in that piece of media. You know what I mean? When it comes to pieces of media made by the Tumblr generation, quote unquote, it's fascinating in a really weird, morbid sense to... It's like a dive into their mind. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the pieces of work made by that generation of people, usually these type of people who create these pieces of media from this generation, they always leave behind a piece of their own desires, their own personality, their own wants, their own beliefs. And I can't help but find it fascinating that it's interesting to read between the lines and see what the intent behind the creator's design. Also, how did I come up with my username? You guys are gonna laugh at me, but I like the word Jack, and my skin color is black. So yeah, Black Light Jack. Okay, that's actually not the reason why the real reason why is because I just wanted a name that I thought would be catchy, but also have the name Jack in it. And I gotta say, Black Light Jack has got kind of a really good ring to it, you know what I mean? Come on. I mean, my real name, if I put Black Light with my real name in it, it wouldn't hit as hard, would it? Be honest. Alright, so next couple of questions. Alright, these are where the furry related questions come in, so, you know, if you think that's weird, cover your virgin ears. Did you draw your persona? If so, do you have somewhere where you post your artwork? And how long since you picked up drawing? Okay, first question. Yes, I did in fact draw my persona. Second question. You can find me posting my work on Instagram, though I haven't recently. And I haven't posted like stuff on my Instagram in a long ass time because to keep it simple, I'm trying to save up money for like an actual like art station, because right now I just have like this tiny ass computer desk and I have no space for it. I've got like 2 monitors and I don't have anywhere to put like a drawing tablet or anything. And I'm trying to make like a whole ass dedicated computer station where I can do digital artwork properly, because I want to work on a webtoon in the future. So yeah, I do. You can find my work on Instagram, but it's kind of old. But yeah, it's there. And for the third question, how long since I picked up drawing? Oh, I mean, I've been doing it since I was a child, but I didn't like take it seriously until I was like maybe 18 or 19 years old. And I'm 27 now. So yeah. All right, we got more furry related questions. Here we go. What made you realize I am a furry? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how has being a furry impacted your life? What made me realize I was a furry? Watching Balto. That definitely did the trick. Yeah, there's like maybe 4 or 5 different 4 or 5 of the most popular furry generators, quote unquote. There's Robin Hood, there's Star Fox Adventures, there's that game sucks, by the way. There's Balto, of course, there's Lion King, and there's probably some other bullshit that I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, mine's was Balto. And for the second question, how has being a furry impacted my life? It literally has not. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's 1. It's just a hobby and a thing that I identify as because I like drawing anthropomorphic animals, simply put. But as for it impacting my life, basically no. I mean, I guess you could say that anthro artwork is the reason why. Is what made me want to draw so much, so I guess maybe it does affect my life more, but I don't think that that's like the primary source, so I'd have to say 1. Hey, I could be wrong. Next question. Why is your avatar a hyena? Any personal reasons? Yeah, here's the deal. My avatar is actually not a hyena. It's actually a German Shepherd. People get it confused and twisted up because of the little markings on on the cheeks and stuff. But yeah, yeah, I'm not a hyena. The reason why is because my old username before, like, it was Blacklight Jack, it was the Urban Wolf. That was my old username that I used to use way back in my high school years, and I've been using it ever since, up until now. The reason why is because I consider German Shepherds to be urban wolves, quote unquote. Now that after I called myself the Urban Wolf, a couple of years after that, I was like, coyotes are actually urban wolves. Those are definitely more the Urban Wolf than anything else, but whatever. I gave myself the username and that's how it went down. But yeah, it's not a hyena. And don't try to annoy me, don't try to troll me by saying that my fursona is a hyena, because that's definitely not going to be a running joke. I might get flack for answering this question not the way that I am, but I'm going to answer it anyway. So here we go. Why are you the only furry that seems likable? Like, all the others seem really sensitive and love to over-sexualize their fursonas in a really weird way. I'm not trying to be an a-hole, I'm just politely asking. My response to that is that you're not being impolite, because that's absolutely true. Now, let me go into detail. You see, all communities have a vocal minority that make everybody else look bad. The Smash community has their smelly weirdos that throw crabs at their players. The anime community has the pretentious cucks that live in a fantasy world of superiority because they have extensive anime knowledge. Thank you, bro. The cartoon community has man-children with no sense of self-awareness that end up embarrassing themselves on some stupid shit. Mr. Inter. And the list goes on. And lo and behold, the furry community's vocal minority are oversensitive weirdos and social outcasts that have no experience with the outside world, and also think the outside world should cater to them, since they think they're a part of the oppressed group. That's why you see so many goddamn furries on YouTube and shit shoving their fetishes down your throat and publicizing them like a bunch of fucking weirdos. To keep the scenario simple, the furry community is very broad, and courtesy of that, you're gonna get a lot of sheltered kids and social outcasts and thin-skinned weirdos who have no sense of self-awareness. It's probably how they were back in high school, and they probably didn't mentally mature out of their high school phase. The freak shows who over-sexualize and fetishize their fursonas and stuff know it's weird, of course, so if they sense any potential of their asses not being kissed or worshipped, or visibly seeing something they don't like, they cannot handle it. The weirdo-ass losers probably think that since online is the only place they can express themselves, they have every right to be oversensitive sex freaks. And yeah, no, it's the internet. When you publicize yourself like that, anywhere outside of a website specifically designed for fetish type shit, you are going to get shit on. And honestly, you fucking deserve it if you're gonna shove your kinks down other people's throats for no good reason. And honestly, I just think it's really weird to be oversensitive if you're on the internet. Like, really, people talk shit to me all the time. And while I can admit that I don't want people to shit on me, and I wish they wouldn't, it's gonna happen, and you can't let it bother you that much, you know what I mean? The reason why I'm the most non-weird furry you've found so far is because the most vocal parts of the furry community really are oversensitive sex freak weirdos who actively choose to have no self-awareness, and treat their identity like it's some kind of movement or something ridiculous. But remember, it's just the vocal minority. And you can't judge an entire community of people based off of one weirdo you don't like. Because if you're gonna do that for the furry community, you might as well do that for every other community too. So by that logic, everyone in the gaming community is a fucking mentally sick degenerate that does mass shootings and lives in their parents' basement. Everyone in the anime community is a pedophile that wants to sexualize children, and and so on. You get my point. Don't paint everyone the same color because of one rotten egg, is what I'm trying to say, regardless of whether this community is full of freaks or not. Oh my god, I spent way too much time talking about this question, I'm sorry. Let's move on. I might have put myself out there a little bit too much, I'm sorry. What's my favorite hobby? My favorite hobby? It would have to be going to the gym. I don't want to say bodybuilding because that sounds way too pretentious. And also gaming and anime and manga reading. Basic bitch nerd stuff, nothing else to it. I also love exploring metropolitan areas. I go outside a lot, basically. If I'm not watching anime or making videos at home, I'm probably outside exploring or finding cool places to be, new restaurants to go to, stuff like that. I go to downtown areas a lot, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Next question. Who's your favorite femboy? Wow, you guys really didn't let go of that thing that I said back in part 3 of High Guardian Spice, I think it was. I'm not answering that question. Girls or guys depends on my mood. Anyway, have you considered reviewing other recent comics that are ridiculous attempts? Absolutely. I heard there was this one, like, people have been recommending me non-stop stuff to look at and talk shit to, but I like to pick, like, better, I like to pick targets that aren't looked at too hard. It's hard to I don't want to say I only pick obscure targets, because at that point, like, look at the I Am Not Starfire thing is definitely not obscure, but, I definitely do my best to pick the right target. Something that's not played out, but at the same time something that's not super duper obscure to the point to where there's no point in even talking about it, like Onyx Equinox. Guys, I gotta say, I completely regret every single video I wasted talking about that goddamn show. Because while I can't deny that I had a lot to say about it, I don't mean to sound like a view whore, but you know, it wasn't getting any attention. And at the end of the day, while I do want to criticize everything that I want to, I also got to keep you guys entertained and give you things that you actually care about. So yeah, it's just business. I do genuinely regret wasting time reviewing that. But yeah, there have been plenty of other recent comics that are ridiculous attempts that I do want to talk about. I said this in a YouTube post, but the next big target is definitely Harley Quinn Breaking Glass. I don't know, I'm not gonna spend like multiple videos on that one. I'm just gonna condense that into one video because I skimmed that comic through, and it's got all of the same issues that I Am Not Starfire has because it's created by the same person, Mariko Tamaki. I'd be knocking you over the head with something you've already seen before, right? Because it's got all the same issues. And I don't want to be redundant. So yeah, definitely going to spend one video on that, maybe two if I find something more. There's also other ridiculous comics and TV shows that I want to talk about, like, there's this one comic called Nubia Real One, and I don't know what the hell Real One means, but whatever. There's some other TV shows too, like, there's X-Arm, but honestly I'm kind of on the fence about reviewing that because, honestly, there's not really much to say about it. There's also other Crunchyroll originals that I want to talk about. I found like one good Crunchyroll original, there's maybe two more that I missed. But yeah, there's definitely way more stuff on the list, and as the months pass, I'm gonna cover them, and you guys are gonna enjoy it. Next couple of questions. Okay. What is your ultimate goal? Do you have an idea for a cartoon and/or anime, or would you rather just voice act instead? What is my ultimate goal? My ultimate goal, I want to keep that under wraps because reasons. But the other questions I can't answer. I'll give you my short-term goals later, okay? Do you have an idea for a cartoon anime? I do, sort of. I guess you could say it's the webtoon that I'm gonna work on soon. But, yeah. I don't want to get into that either. To keep it simple, the answer is yes. I do have an idea for an anime cartoon thing. It's a webtoon, I don't know. Would you rather just voice act instead? Ideally, I'd like to do all of it. I never got my chance to actually do any actual professional voice acting in the booth. I had non-stop training too. But by time I finally had the opportunity to actually do the voice acting, that's when coronavirus happened and screwed me over. So I started using my voice on YouTube instead. And seems to have worked out so far. A lot of people who watch my YouTube videos point out that they love my voice. But no, it's not something I can't pick just one of these things that I want to do. I want to do it all. So yeah, that's that. And for the final question, what can we expect in the future from you? What you can expect is two things. One, you can expect the usual that I'm giving you right now, just me talking about anime, comics, basic geek culture type shit. And past that, the second thing you're going to expect is me potentially branching out and making a second YouTube channel to see if I can make videos that'll, that you guys will like as well. Once again, I'm doing my best to find subject matters for videos that are actually going to be things you'll care about. I'm not trying to just, do what other people are doing in a desperate attempt to squeeze out some views. I really want to do something that you guys will care about. Because here's the deal. I feel like the reason why High Guardian Spice Sucks was such a massive success was because I like to be somewhat neutral, so I can analyze parts of this show properly without, seeming like I'm just like a massive bias to the situation. So yeah, being a neutral party and analyzing something thoroughly to understand what's wrong with it is what I have done to make myself stand out as a reviewer. And if I'm gonna make a second channel where I branch out and try something new, I wanna give you guys a reason to watch those videos too. I don't want to be just another like discount Saber Spark, which is honestly what I thought I was for a little bit up until I realized what made me stand out. But yeah, I want to branch out. I just got to find the right thing to branch out to, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what you can expect from the future. And since I promised you guys this, I'm going to give you guys my short-term goal. What I want to do because here's where I start getting a little bit personal, because I'm basically giving off my life story right now. Here's where I am at the present day. Currently, I don't know any other way of saying it without making this sound like a stupid, depressing sob story, but this is how things have been so far for me, so I'm just gonna tell it to you straight. To keep it simple, I have been living a pretty goddamn miserable life ever since I got shit canned from New York City. Guys, at the moment, I am in Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma. This place is kind of a complete shithole. I'm not just saying that because New York City's objectively better, because that's apples to oranges. I'm not going to make that comparison. I'm saying this place is an actual shithole. Literally, I'm trying to walk down the block to buy groceries. I get there's fucking homeless people shambling up and down the street like extras from The Walking Dead. I bought a bike. I tried to ride a bike to go to places better. And literally, the bike breaks down in literally less than a week because the roads are so messed up. I'm hearing gunshots 5 steps outside of my goddamn house every goddamn night. This place is like Detroit, is basically what I'm trying to say. And look, I'm from Queens, okay? Queens has the second lowest crime rate in all of New York City, so yeah. For everyone that has no experience with the outside world, New York City is not just a mass metropolis. It has suburbs and other things that normally functioning human beings have. But yeah, before all of this, when I was doing reviewing bad TV shows and I was reviewing video games, I was bouncing from shitty fast food job to shitty fast food job to shitty retailer, just trying to find something that can hold for a little bit up until my YouTube channel finally becomes successful. And yeah, I've been struggling to find that success on YouTube for months, and I finally did find that success. After pretty much years of struggling to find some form of success, this is it. YouTube is it. This is the one thing that is going to carry me to success as an adult and as a fully functioning member of society. Before YouTube, I had nothing. Before YouTube, I was literally just living paycheck by paycheck. I was struggling to find out what shitty job to bounce to next. It's been nothing but the worst of the worst of the worst up until this point. I haven't even told you guys about how literally on my first week living down here, I had a guy pull a gun on me because I was walking down the street 9 o'clock at night. And he thought I was following him because everyone down here is a trailer trash ass motherfucker who's paranoid on some stupid shit. I didn't tell you guys how one of my roommates turned out to be a crackhead. And we had to call the police on the guy multiple times. I'm only scratching the surface of all the bullshit that I've had to deal with since I've been down here. But that's fine. You want to know why? Because I have finally found a light at the end of the tunnel. That's why. So that's my situation right now. My goal, my short-term goal right now, is to keep the success flowing on YouTube. And eventually I'll be able to pay off all my debts that I had in the past, save up a little bit of money, and prepare to move to Dallas, because I'm gonna squat in Dallas for a little bit. Then I'll finally return to New York City, where all my family and friends are, and all the other things that actually makes living in society like a normal person good. But yeah, that's the goal. And that's all there is to it about me for now. Thanks for watching, boys. And since I'm here, I might as well do my Patreon roll call. So let's get that on the roll. It's patreon.com/blacklightjack, by the way. $10 supporters and $5 supporters are all the usual, my very loyal fans. Duke Dragon Hearthfire the 10th, Ellamations, and Procrastinator Dave. The $5 supporters are Aeon, Dragonlight Z, Stormy Knight, Travis, and Wes Franklin. You want to support me on Patreon? You know where to go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Y'all take it easy. I'll see you later.